Residency and ID requirements. The community tax centers have no residency requirements. This means a client can come from anywhere in the United States and we will prepare their income taxes for them. Most of our clients come from the Austin area and only need their federal tax return prepared. If a client has worked or lived in a state that requires the preparation of a state tax return in addition to the federal tax return, we will prepare both their federal and state tax returns. State tax returns can be prepared using the drop-off program. In a later training video, you will learn more about our drop-off program. You may be wondering, how will I know if a state tax return is needed? Well, the easiest answer is to take a look at each W-2. Looking at the bottom of each W-2, you will find fields 15 through 20. These fields are used to report state earnings. If a W-2 reflects information in these fields, the client may need a state tax return completed. However, some states do not require a state tax return and may still complete the fields 15 through 20. For example, you may encounter a W-2 from Texas reporting income in fields 15 through 20. In Texas, a state tax return is not required. Therefore, there is no need to worry. You can move on to the next income document. If you encounter an income document from any state that will require a state tax return, the client liaisons will need to discuss the drop-off program with the clients. Here is a list of states that require preparation of a state income tax return. Here is a list of the states that do not require preparation of a state tax return. Remember that all state income tax returns must be completed using our drop-off program. The community tax centers must confirm the identity of everyone on the tax return to avoid the potential for identity theft or tax fraud. When validating the identity of the primary taxpayer and spouse, a picture ID must be presented to the client liaison. When validating a Social Security or Individual Taxpayer Identification Number, which we also call ITIN, an original or photocopy that is legible must be presented. Refer to the document titled Confirming the Identity and SSN or ITIN of a Community Tax Center Client for a more thorough list of all acceptable IDs and acceptable proof of Social Security number or ITIN number. When conducting the intake interview, client liaisons must photocopy all IDs, Social Security cards, and ITIN letters or cards. If a client cannot substantiate their identity and Social Security or ITIN number, they should return with an acceptable form of ID. Since the community tax centers do not have residency requirements, a picture ID from any state will work. Acceptable forms of ID include driver's license, employer identification card with photo, school identification card with a photo, state identification card, military identification with a photo, voter identification with photo, which are oftentimes used by many foreign countries, a visa, passport, or national identification card with a photo. Acceptable proof of Social Security and ITIN numbers include an original or copy of a Social Security card, letter from the Social Security Administration with your full Social Security number printed, Form SSA 1099, a Medicare card with your full Social Security number, followed by the letter A, an original or copy of an IRS-issued ITIN card or letter. If documentation to validate the Social Security number cannot be presented, we will prepare their tax return if the tax return was electronically filed using our tax centers in the previous 3 years and a manager can verify that their tax return was accepted by the IRS. After proof of identification has been confirmed for everyone on the tax return, you may continue the intake interview.